Welcome back to my channel, guys. Welcome back. The Justice Department has released new Epstein files totaling 3 million pages and over 100,000 pictures. Despite previous delays and concerns about transparency, the DOJ claims that this is the final release of documents. Donald Trump and his inner circle. The files contain tips and emails involving accusations against Trump and his associates, though it's unclear if these leads were fully investigated. Now we know, guys, Elon Musk is heavily involved. He's deeply involved. For the first time, Elon Musk his name in the files were mentioned, showing communications where he inquired about visiting Epstein's island and the wildest party, quote unquote, wildest party. This video that I'll play in a second from MS Now notes it's unconfirmed if the visit transpired or any crimes occurred, means Elon Musk's visit. Now let's talk about Howard Lutnick. Despite publicly distancing himself from Epstein, emails show Howard Lutnick arranging to get together with Epstein after claiming to have severed ties. Now DOJ's role and investigation, the thoroughness of their investigation, the claims that they're making, especially given the number of individuals tied to Epstein that were not charged, should be questioned. This thoroughness, the integrity of the investigation. The Justice Department maintains it did not protect President Trump. Do you believe that? Let me know in the comment section below. Victims' perspective. The lack of further charges and the ongoing silence on other alleged male perpetrators are disheartening for victims seeking justice and public acknowledgement of those who abused them. Of course, because as we can already sense it, the whole picture, the whole truth will never come out. Jeffrey Epstein was connected with high-ranking officials, not just from the Trump administration or from Obama administration. His connection was in all of the administrations that served since 1996. And this is why people are questioning the authenticity, whether the file was transparent, the one DOJ released, but he was connected to high-ranking officials across administrations, which may have contributed, all of them may have contributed to his ability to evade justice for decades. Take a listen.
There's new Epstein files out. The DOJ, after blatantly breaking the law that Trump signed, has now released, 40 days after the deadline, 3 million new pages and over 100,000 pictures.
Today's release marks the end of a very comprehensive document identification and review process. After submitting the final report to Congress as required under the Act and publishing the written justifications for redactions in the Federal Register, the Department's obligations under the Act will be completed.
This has been a saga and story where both things are true. There has been rampant delay and violations of the plain letter of the law. On the other hand, for the cynics who said, well, maybe they'll just run out the clock forever and nothing else will ever be released, against the precedent of secret grand jury materials and DOJ's general practice of secrecy, and that runs back through both parties, a lot of material, the millions of documents, were released today. The Deputy Attorney General also spoke about whether he's covering up for his boss.
I can assure that we complied with the statute, we complied with the Act, and there is no we did not protect President Trump. My team has certain communications with the White House. Let me just be clear. They had nothing to do with this review. They had no oversight over this review.
That's the claim by DOJ there. There were tips that involve accusations. That doesn't mean proof regarding whether Epstein and Trump participated in sexual abuse or crimes together. There's not clarity on whether that lead was followed. Other tips include things where news articles are simply forwarded by Epstein. I'm going to show you more of that. Emails where Epstein discusses Trump, something we knew about. There is an important chart I want to show you from inside the federal government. This is new. We haven't seen it before, partially redacted. But as you see, this is the DOJ looking at what they call the agents, accountants, authorized individuals, associates, redacted employee. Take it for what you will, but some of these people might have been charged. Only Maxwell was. Elon Musk also outed for the first time in detail in these files because he writes to Epstein about trying to come visit the island and specifically says, what will be the wildest party on your island? What does wild mean when you're talking to this pedophile? Well, that's open, I suppose, to interpretation. A year later, there was an effort to coordinate an island visit with Epstein telling Musk he'd send a helicopter. Again, these are the emails we have. We cannot say whether that visit transpired or certainly whether any crimes occurred.
Can you believe this? People who are defending Elon Musk, people who are defending Donald Trump, claiming that they had absolutely nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, what he was doing. Unbelievable. Because after this document release, it is more than clear, it's more than obvious that they are all connected, and they lied on our faces as if we were a bunch of fool people. And to be honest, like a lot of us are so naive, we had a hard time believing that these officials from Donald Trump administration and even from Obama administration, they were involved. But now the truth is out. The truth is out. And this is just getting wilder and wilder. You know, Elon Musk talks about a wild party. Well, this is wild. What you will see Elon Musk is gonna get wild.